Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Just making a cuppa. How are you all?
I'm wearing my super dad cap that my youngest bought me. Best dad in the world. Oh, and I thought I'd wear that because we're going to talk about a very odd dad today, Kanye. How are we all? How are we? Elaine, Bunty, Jordan, Alison, Sophia, Lorraine, Country Pumpkin. Hope you're all well on this fair Friday morn. A little chill in the air, a little chill in the shade. But when the sun comes out, it's lovely.
Sun
Comes out, the
One of my
days
favourite
are
songs.
up. And if you're down, you doesn't go around. Oh, Reese Roberts, you've taken the words straight out of my mouth. Morning, Mark. Kanye is such a mess. It's embarrassing. We're going to be talking about Kanye.
So bad.
We're going to be talking about the hell of custody.
Yeah.
In the world of Kanye. This was a story that kind of broke last week, but I mean, it's an evergreen.
But also, it's a
story.
chance for any of you guys who are going through a bit of custody help, just to have a little moan, because this is coffee moaning after all. Oh my God, I've just seen my hair.
Don't worry about it. We're going to talk about what makes a crunchy mom. Yeah, are you a crunchy mom? We're going to find out. I think Nadia.
Both Dina and I are definitely crunchy
moms. And I've got a clip to show you what a crunchy mum is. I've also got some photos of crunchy mums. And we're going to be talking about the unusual habit some people indulge in, which is bathing with your adult sister. Is this something you could ever seriously entertain? I've realized I don't actually have the story. Could you send me the story again? Oh, no, I have. It's Demi Moore's daughter. Yeah. So, guys, and right at the end of today, we're also going to be doing the Friday quiz, of course, for those of you who like to go into the weekend feeling like an absolute loser. It's a great opportunity to test your general knowledge of the week and realize you've paid attention to nothing, or you were paid attention to everything and forgotten everything, which is just even worse. Lee Darren, oh, that's lovely. Thanks, mate. I was worried about you there. Sorry, I haven't been doing my shout volunteering. Good man.
Oh, wow.
Good man.
Brilliant.
Well done, you.
We hope you were okay. We said the other day. We haven't seen you.
Christos, morning everyone. Greek frappe and espresso shot.
Yum.
Good man. Cut heading your way very soon. Bath with my sister, says Mayor. Formerly Erin, just explaining for now, so she's not aware that you've changed your name. Bath with my sister. I don't want her taking up all the space. Get your own bath, mate. Well, we'll be talking about that in a bit.
And you know what? I've just had a thought.
What?
We should call Dina.
Oh yeah.
Let's set up the story here now.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just before we set it up, I want to show you a clip that really tickled me. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, bless him. Though I don't think that was the kindest thing to do when he suffers with his hands. He must have thought, oh my God.
What private education gives you is the immediate recall to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on a recorder.
Yeah.
He was playing.
I always say, Judy Love, when she went to the palace, she said they just bubble with like naughtiness and fun, him and her.
He's playful.
He's
playful. Oh, see, that's what okay. No, but he is playful, and again, it does speak to. I know we knock private education a lot, but 40,000 a term for somewhere like Harrow, money well spent if you can immediately pick up a carrot recorder
and play
and blast Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Well, you know what? If you gave me a carrot recorder now, I could play London's Burning.
And if I gave Dina a courgette one, I could play the aubergine.
Right, tomorrow we are both going to have to put. Oh no, we're not on tomorrow. Well, we could do it on the Curly Cooks. I think we should each play London's Burning on a vegetable.
Yeah, well, it's better in the Curly Cooks. It's a vegetable show. Yeah, it's not a vegetable show. There's two vegetables presenting it. Yeah, no, he was there with the vegetable orchestra.
I love it.
All of their orchestra.
I love it.
It's a nice Friday clip.
Utterly British. It's a lovely clip. Well done. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
I know Dina's going out at 10, but so I want to give her a shock call.
Okay. Well,
remind me to warn her that we're live in case of something she says.
Tell us the story.
Well, so this is just a bit of fun and
Oh, how
silliness,
annoying.
really.
I
It's
had
still,
a clip I could have got.
it's still crunchy, mum. Yeah, it's her actually saying it.
Oh, that's annoying. I didn't know.
It's it will feed in a bit to crunchy mums later.
Pause. Faith is in the room.
Oh,
I was
Faith,
literally
lovely
thinking,
to see
well,
you.
I thought about you every day, but just lovely to have you back.
Yeah, and especially on a Friday.
Faith, are you ready to feel shit about what you don't know?
Nice to see you, sweetie.
Yeah, lovely to see you. So yes, that's a shame. Let me try and, as you're talking, I'll try and find some assets.
Okay, so this is Rumour.
Yeah.
One of Bruce Willis's and Demi Moore's daughters, and she looks lovely. Actually, she looks like such a lovely.
Such a help
she's
if
9
we could see what she looks
You know,
like.
she's 9 years sober.
Is she?
Yeah, 9 years sober. December. She's the eldest daughter. Don't worry, she's the eldest daughter of Demi Moore and Bruce Willis, and she has 2 sisters, I believe. And she says that they still all have their bath together.
Mm.
She still sleeps with her mum.
Does she? She still sleeps with her
And
mum.
I knew you weren't listening to me.
Because I'm trying to record the bloody thing for you rapidly.
Well, it's all right, I've told them.
Yeah, but they'd quite like to see her talk, wouldn't they?
Would you like to see her talk?
Well, give me a minute. Fill airtime.
So I didn't realise you were doing that. So she sleeps in bed with her famous 62-year-old mother. And she says, like, honestly, what is the problem with that? I've got a 2.5-year-old daughter I've never been in love with before, but I'm in love with my daughter. And I jolly well hope she sleeps with me when I'm 62.
Oh.
Now,
carry on.
I don't think, do you know what I think? I think whatever floats your boat, float it. If you want to have a bath with your sisters, I mean, come on as well. I mean, a bath in Hollywood ain't going to be like our
Depends
bath,
how big the bath is.
Where my knees hit my bloody chin.
Okay, I'm going to be honest.
We've got a tiny bath.
Did you ever try and shove your toes up each other's bums? Not in a dirty way, just like kids do.
Maybe you could ask Dina that one.
I will ask her that. But hang on, I may have just managed to amazingly sit here with you, stay vaguely plugged in, and have
you're a little
ripped
genius.
it.
What are you?
So let me.
Little.
Here we go. Oh, that's the joyous sound of a video landing. So let's pop it up and hear from the young lady herself. Let me just.
Let's hope she doesn't say anything that's going to get us blocked. Because have you actually heard it? We don't even know what she says on it.
But I've not spent a night away from her since she was born.
My 7-year-old sleeps with us every night.
I see all these moms who sleep train and do all this stuff. And
by the way, I did it and it didn't work. I mean, it did for the other 2, but it really just depends on who your kid is. And I know it won't last forever.
That's the thing. It's not going to last forever. I mean, honestly, I hope Lou will still sleep in bed with me when she's my age. I still sleep in bed with my mom. We all still take baths together, my sisters and I. And that's just the kind of house that I grew up in.
Right.
People might think that that's crazy.
Do you think it's crazy?
Well, let's ask Dina.
Get Dina on the block. So,
I mean, I just think, I wonder if they've got a bath the size of a bloody swimming pool.
Well, I can I be brutally honest? In Hollywood, I've got a feeling it might be a pool.
But the thing is, I don't think I'd want to sit in a bath with Dina.
Oh my God!
I mean, when you actually think about it,
she farts non-stop. No. It would be like a hot tub.
Right, I'm going to tell you. You've said
it would be like a jacuzzi.
Right, guys.
A la Dina.
Beware, if Dina says something she shouldn't, I know you'll forgive us.
It will be a Dina koozie.
Dina koozie.
That's what she creates whenever she has a bath. A Dina koozie. She often walks in, and I hope she won't mind me saying this because I rib her as her brother-in-law.
God, what are you?
But she often walks in and she goes, "God, let one go."
Oh, Mark. Now stop. It's too much.
It all happens before the curly cock. That's true.
So stop. Okay,
a fartoozie, says Christos.
I've got her.
A fartoozie. I love that. Okay.
I don't know how to turn it. Oh, you do that so I can talk to her so they can see.
What am I doing?
Just turn it and hold it towards the camera so they can see her.
Is it ringing? It's not making any noise.
Oh.
Oh my God. Nadia has gone none the wiser with tech in 7 years of being an influencer.
Hi, Dina. Oh, can I hear you?
You bet your earphones are plugged in.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh, for fucking hell's sake.
Mark, please stop swearing so much. I'm going to have to get Dina around.
Susan, man, not very relaxing having a bath with anyone. No,
right,
even
Dina,
a romantic
Dina
bath.
is here. Dina.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. This couldn't go more wrong.
She's got
Hang
her
on.
podcast going in the background. That's Dr. Phil.
Oh, I've got to stop this.
Turn it all off.
I've got to stop this.
You...
Hang on. I'm going to phone you instead. Hang on. Bye.
I don't want my sister's dirt, says Sarah D. From the day in my bath, it's bad enough. I know what you mean. Some people feel, who are you? Do you feel that baths are dirtier? Well, of course they're dirtier than showers. You're lying in your dirtiness, aren't you, for a bit? I bet that's... Does Dina bath?
Does Dina bath? Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm not FaceTime now. We can just hear you. I must warn you, we are live on Coffee Moaning.
Yes.
So don't say anything to get us cancelled.
Oh, fucking hell. Get her
The
off.
Mark, stop. You are swearing too much today. Dina, tell him.
I feel like swearing a lot myself, so.
Oh.
Right. Okay. So we are doing this story now. You know Bruce Willis and what's her name?
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore. They've got
Demi.
They have 3 daughters. I think the eldest is like 30, and they still have a bath together.
Who? The sisters?
Yeah. What do you think?
Or them and the dad?
No, the sisters.
Oh, that's so creepy.
Creepy, why?
It's just so American. Oh my God. No, that's disgusting. I don't want to share a bath with anyone. I don't even like looking at myself in the bath.
Yeah.
Would you not have a bath with Nads then?
What?
Dean, what would we do if we had a bath together now?
Well, we couldn't get in.
That's
There's
what.
no water left in the bath.
Oh, that's it. It would
Displacement. That's physics.
It would overflow.
That's
Can you
physics.
still remember what we did when we did have a bath together when we were kids?
Yeah, we used to make. I was just talking about this yesterday. Imperial soap. That's the only one Mum would buy.
Yeah.
And we used to rub it and make bubbles, and then blow in each other's faces, and then really hurt when it's burst in your eyes.
Oh yeah, we used to make each other cry because the soap would sting our eyes. Do you remember when we used to do swirls to try and make it go not a typhoon? What's it called? We used to do that to try and get them.
The one time I had a bath with a friend, Dina, he jumped up, bent over, and showed me his anus.
That's TMI.
But it was covered in bubble bath.
Oh Lord. Only a boy. Was it a boy?
Yeah, it was a boy.
Or was it another girlfriend?
No, it was a boy. I was only 7.
Another one.
You started early. What are you trying to kid?
But I just wonder why they're compelled to have a bath together. Maybe it takes them back to a nice time when they were all like just hanging out. Maybe it's euphoric recall.
I think it's almost like this crunchy mum idea. I think it's wholesome.
That's not wholesome.
Why is it not
fucking weird? It's just weird.
Also, your feet slip into all the wrong places.
It's just weird. I mean, hot tub with your swimming costume on, yes. Bath, naked, no.
People are calling a bath with you in it, Dina, a fart-toozy.
Absolutely dare they.
Very dare they. All right, well, listen, you should turn on Coffee Moaning and watch it because we're going to talk about crunchy mums.
Oh, yeah.
And we are both crunchy mums.
I think you are crunchy mums.
We're crunchy mums.
Yeah.
You'll find out more.
Yeah.
All right, I'll see you later.
Thanks, Dina.
Oh, actually,
Ciao
why am I seeing you later?
After 12:30.
No, we are seeing to practice.
Oh, yes, practice for the cook-along.
The cook-along that we're doing on the 12th of April. We're like excited, stroke nervous, aren't we, Dina?
Nervous-sighted.
Do you know what we actually said to each other this morning? We were laughing so much. We were howling with laughter. It was going, I don't think we can cook.
Well, that question does emerge most Saturdays.
Yes. When you think about yesterday, Betty, our mum, was here, and the 3 of us spent hours trying to sort out our 200 recipes that we've done on Curly Cooks because we're wanting to do a book. And yet we cooked this morning. We decided we couldn't cook because we've got the fear. But it is going to be fun. So, all right, Dina, you bugger off. I'll see you later. Bye.
Ciao now.
Bye.
Does anyone else remember with the Imperial leather soap how you would keep it would stay there until the label was just the size of the soap?
Yeah, and then my mum would still make us use the label.
Yeah.
But anyway, as I was saying, so Mark's put a link underneath for the 12th of April. Please, this is an Eventbrite, so there will be people that aren't from the community here, but we would so love it if as many people as possible from our community could be there. 12th of April, lots of you are always asking me how you can help with Gaza. Every single penny goes directly to Children Not Numbers. And we really, you know, that I've just become ambassador of, we really want to get an impressive amount of money. It will be a minimum of an hour. Mark will be filming. We'll be showing you a lovely Middle Eastern dish that we've never done before. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We may have lovely Somaya, who is from Children Not Numbers, telling you a bit about where that money goes and what it does. And honestly, it will make me emotional to see some of you guys there with us. So
and how does it work on Eventbrite? You buy the ticket, and
so you buy the ticket, and then tomorrow we're going to give out the list of ingredients.
Right. So it's a bit like the cook-alongs in the members area.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, but yeah, a bit more because we're also doing it for the charity, and so there'll be a bit of chat about. But I don't want you to think this is going to be like a really maudlin, sad night. It's not. We want to give a celebration of children and the joy of children. We want to, there's so much darkness and horror. We want to talk about the beauty of our Anglo-Arab and life and Middle Eastern food, and you're going to learn how to make a really lovely dish that's easy, but it's going to be really impressive for friends and family. So it will be at 7 o'clock next Saturday, but it is uploaded. So if you can't make the live, you can watch it afterwards. So
you still need to purchase the ticket.
But you need to get the ticket for the 7 o'clock live, and then you can watch it. So thank you. I know lots of you are going to come.
And listen, guys. Look, everyone is strapped for cash. If you can't afford it, just share the details with other people who might be interested.
That would be great.
Just send the link. Share the link. You're doing your bit. Don't ever feel like if you can't afford it, you can't do it. Don't do it. But you can all share it. Share it on any platform.
Maybe share at work if you can. If you've got an email chain,
exactly.
It'd be amazing. Thank you.
All right, guys. I'm now going to show you. We're going to push Kanye to the end because it's quite disturbing, the footage we have of him. So let's talk about crunchy moms. I'm going to throw up 2 photographs right now of a crunchy mom.
First of all, does anyone know what a crunchy mum is?
There's one crunchy mum.
Be careful, you'll get banned.
There's another crunchy mum.
Don't show a woman breastfeeding a child. It's very, very offensive.
Oh,
Never mind everything else that's online.
God.
Don't offend anyone with a woman feeding their child.
As we noticed the other day, even a man's hairy nipple on a bra.
Because it was on a bra, got banned.
Got banned. It's interesting. Well, whilst you're sharing like a hippie.
Oh, thank you, Katie. Thank you.
Like a hippie, says Faith Goodman. Frida, no, never heard of a crunchy mum. Well, I'm going to show you. This is a pastiche by a young Instagrammer, giving us an impersonation of
Rachel Thomas.
What a crunchy mum would more than likely be saying by the pool.
This is just my vitamin C serum. I spray it all over my body before I get into the pool as a protective layer from the chlorine. Oh, do I want to use your sunscreen? What brand is it? If I do wear sunscreen, I much prefer to wear a mineral-based sunscreen. Get into the water. Do you know if it's chlorinated or if it's salt water? What do you mean the sun is harmful? The sun is one of the most important things we need in our lives. I also eat an animal-based diet, rich in fat-soluble vitamins, so I don't really burn. The only after-sun care I'm really worried about is using my magnesium to take away the effects that the chlorine just did on my body.
She's annoying.
She's taking the piss.
No, I know. She quite did enough.
No, I know
she
what you mean.
To pitch it up a bit more because I thought she was real, and then I went, "Oh, she's doing a parody."
But can I just say, these are the kind of mums who say the sun is really bad for you, the sun is really good for you, and then people like me stand there not knowing what the fuck to do.
Rachel Thomas, you got it kind of right. It's like an earth mother. Yeah. So, crunchy mums is a big thing in America. It's a real movement. Make America healthy again is who they are, and where the crunchy comes from is the homemade granola. Okay, if any of you watched the Wholesome video the other day, do you remember the one that's out in the farm, that woman that's out in the farm that makes everything and cans everything? Yeah. So of course you've got real extremes of it, where totally anti-vax and anti any medication, but also whole food, everything cooked at home, like, you know, lots of sunshine, lots of play outside, all that sort of stuff. So in America, they've got a bit of a bad name because of the anti-vax connection. So they would often do natural childbirth, homeschoolers, make their own granola.
Remedies,
I mean, I've got my granola.
additive-free food,
Look at my granola
no screens, homeschooling, a
Homeschooling.
crunchy lifestyle.
Yeah, it has increasingly been attached to vaccine refusal, which annoys me because that's a way to dismiss everything else that is going on there. Oh, because people go, oh, anti-vaxxer. Well, any anti-vaxxer is stupid. So I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I totally would look into every single thing. Our girls have not had a single course of antibiotics. Maddie is 22, Kiki is 17. When we were kids, we had so many antibiotics, right through our life until my parents got a different understanding of it. And then we went to homeopaths. And then all the tonsillitis that we kept getting over and over again, well, we didn't get it. And so then we moved much more into homeopathy. And we've, as a family, taken homeopathy for the last 40 years. Some of our members of our family are homeopaths. Complementary medicines, I really believe in. I believe in acupuncture, good acupuncture. I believe in homeopathy. But I also say complementary. I don't say with no other thought for any other, if my kid needs the doctor or needs the hospital, we go.
I mean, that's always been my take on it. When I came to you to your family, it was a real eye-opener because, I mean, my mother, the one thing my mother wasn't was a crunchy mom.
Yes.
she really wasn't. I mean, there was nothing crunchy about my mum. Ironically, although she was a kind of rabid kind of, hippie style nut job in her youth, none of what came with that was a healthy lifestyle.
But it always interested me because your mum always wanted to be, her image would be, if you like, anti-establishment, and yet she full hook, line, and sinkers totally concurs with Big Pharma. So parking Big Pharma. I mean, we both had the COVID injection. I wish I hadn't now. That's all I'll say. But at the time, it felt like the right thing to do. And I think that's that's how I am. I'm flexible.
Lizzie Russell says, I would say people my age, mid-20s, are becoming crunchy.
Right.
My friends make their own bread, granola, even their own butter.
But, okay, beautiful that you've given this, Lizzie, because let's just park just blocking everyone out as a stupid, ignorant anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
And let's actually go to what Lizzie is saying, right? We were brought up with homemade bread. My mum made her own butter. She made her own ice cream. She did all of this. She loved doing it. She actually loved it, and she was a war baby. So she knew about making good with what you've got. When we think now, mostly we've chuck out something if it's got a hole in, we wouldn't sew it, we wouldn't fix it. We know that ultra processed food is literally shrinking children's brains. And yet people say, oh, do you remember when Jamie Oliver did that whole thing with trying to feed kids properly at school, and parents were coming and stuffing takeaways through the gate at the rage that they weren't being given proper food. Proper food comes in a brown paper bag.
Yes.
And then you cook it.
Yes.
And so, and the thing is, I hold no judgment against people that don't want that life. And I think, if you want convenience foods. But what I don't like is when people get annoyed with people that don't want that life. Like people say to me, well, it's all right for you cooking stuff from scratch. Why is it all right for me? I don't have a cleaner. I don't have a cleaner. I don't have a gardener. We do everything ourselves. We work really hard, and I like to cook food. Firstly, I tell you why, it's so much cheaper. And
is it?
Yes, it is much cheaper if you
because
cook fresh
it might
food.
Be cheap,
pound for pound.
No. It might be cheaper pound for pound, but people aren't affluent when it comes to time. It does take time.
Dina has 3 jobs. Dina works so hard and a hard social life, and she's on a budget, and she never buys any processed food.
No. Bully, that's great for Dina.
So you said bully.
Yeah, no. But just because Dina can do it doesn't mean everyone should do it.
Well, how did I caveat this? I said at the beginning, I don't judge anyone that doesn't.
But everyone else might not. Okay, well, let me rephrase
No, but I don't judge.
No,
but you said the thing that I
No.
Go on.
In the spirit of having a conversation.
No, I know, but you didn't listen to me.
But the point I'm trying to make is just because Dina can, because she has a skill set that means that she can. She knows instinctively that if she can cook this, she can do this, she can do this. The vast majority of people don't have any of the knowledge or the wherewithal to be able to even know where to start.
As I said, so at the beginning, I said, because I don't judge anyone that does eat that way or wants to eat that way. What I don't like is when people say, oh, it's all right for you, because it's all right for me because I choose to do it. So like anyone can choose to do it. Like you could choose to put a jacket potato in the oven and turn the oven on.
I get what you're saying.
And
but
then,
I'm not talking about attacking. I agree. I don't think anyone should be pulling down people who do it, but equally, I don't think people who are doing it should be pulling down people who aren't doing it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I've said three times.
Because they're not, they haven't got the time or they can't, they're not time management isn't as efficient as say you or Dean or whoever. You know, you've also got to be able to have the ability to see through. And I know this is important.
No, but you keep saying something that I've already said, like I didn't say, and it's really annoying me.
You both have the capacity to see potential in ingredients. The vast majority of people don't. The vast majority of people don't. Combine that with time poor people, it becomes an insurmountable prospect to try and even engage with it.
If you don't mind me saying, you are giving the exact argument that your mum has always given.
No, I'm trying
that
to
by
osmosis,
listen,
right.
by osmosis, it's gone in. People have this idea because culturally, in this country, we are led to believe that cooking something natural and from scratch is the hardest thing you can do, right? And that it's going to cost you more, it's going to taste disgusting, and you won't have time. How many times have we shown you on the Curly Cooks that you can make a dish in 10 minutes? You can make it in less time than it takes to order a takeaway. But it's about the will. And some people don't have the will, and that's okay. Like, I don't have the will to go cycling. Like somebody might say to me, well, if you just cycled to work, that'd be what it says done. And I go, yeah, I know, but I don't want to do it. So that I completely understand. But what Dina and I are so passionate about is that people have been sold a pup, either by their upbringing or by society, or most importantly, by big brands that don't want you to make food for yourself. And so also things like sunscreen. Now people diss the crunchy mum because they say, oh, well, they're telling you not to get sunscreen. Well, that's going to give you skin cancer. No, they're not. Many of them are saying, be mindful of what sunscreen you buy, because some of these sunscreens, and your skin is your largest organ. People forget it's an organ. So if you're going to put something all over your body that has multiple chemicals in that you wouldn't want to ingest, then don't take it. There are, organic sunscreens. There are sunscreens that you can make. So everything that these people do, they tend to get dismissed as nutters, as what's the word when you make things up?
Conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories. Yeah, and they're not. I think they're people that are going, do you know what? The world is getting sicker and sicker. We're getting iller and iller. And actually, a lot of what we need to do is just get back to basics.
I don't disagree at all. And I think precisely the importance of people like you and Dina and what you do on the show that you do on a Saturday, and a lot of people are into food, is demystifying and making us realize it's eminently achievable. But I'm not saying that that's not what we should be aiming for. So it's not just by osmosis. I recognize that. But I think a lot of people just feel ill-equipped and they think it's insurmountable and they haven't got the time to attend to it. I just want to read this.
And that you've been brainwashed because you can.
Reese Roberts, I think, unfortunately, the capitalism of it all associated with cooking fresh food, because I think people who see people who cook fresh food regularly see it as a la-di-da lifestyle that's carefree. And I agree. I think the problem with it is in the presentation. I think when you have Jamie Oliver going bish, bash, bosh in his fantastic kitchen and he's got 65 children all floating around outside, it looks, I'm not saying his message isn't good. I'm not saying the point of it isn't good, but people look at it and go, that's not me.
But the biggest problem, the most you will ever be influenced by, is in your own home. So if your children grow up seeing you try, even just try, then they're going to grow up trying. They're going to realize that if they buy a lettuce and they run it under the tap, it's going to cost them a lot less than a lettuce that's been run up under a tap somewhere else, cut up, put into a plastic bag. It's going to cost you twice as much, and you're going to have lost the vitamins and everything. Natasha here. I have to agree with Naz. My mum or grandmother brought me up on processed food and sandwiches. I had no idea to cook. Well, that changed. A fantastic cook, but I learned if you want to, you can. Although I do think the cost is higher. What higher than processed? Not
Financial.
pound for pound. Like if you were to buy, they say, don't they? Like say for instance, fish fingers pound for pound. I always remember my mum saying this. It costs the same as gold or something like that because you get so little fish for the amount that you're paying.
I have to say, I think the other part of food that is difficult for non-foodies who actually want to live, as you rightly say, like myself, I had the same upbringing, Natasha. The food was not
Meant
something
nothing.
to be cherished. It
No.
was not something. It was functional.
Wasn't nourishing.
I was often quite hungry and would just eat whatever came in front of me. No, I don't mean it in a sort of like, but I would. I mean, Nan would fatten me up. My mum would admit she's not a great cook at all.
Well, she has no interest
in food at all. Now, you know, the other part of food that I think is difficult is the word, we think it's often just processed, convenience food. The reason it's called convenience food is because it can just be chucked in the oven and forgotten, and for 20 minutes you can do something else. Chucked in the microwave in 3 minutes, not a lot of time.
Chuck a jacket potato in.
No, you can get healthier convenience foods than other convenience foods. But I think convenience is unfortunately for the lion's share of people what food falls into.
That's
and you're right that it shouldn't because
it's not convenient when your mind and body
when you're in hospital.
Get sick. Because the other thing is, I really, oh my God, I just wish I could make people understand this, that if you are not nourishing your body, your mental health does suffer. We need things like good fats and all of that to literally nourish your brains. So and I think in this country, it's just outrageous. It's absolutely outrageous the way that people could go to a doctor and have all sorts of things that might be going wrong with them. They will never ask them, what are you eating?
Lucy Williams, when Jamie Oliver did the campaign 20 years ago, he raised awareness. However, the cost of all our raw ingredients went through the roof. They literally doubled in Cornwall overnight, flour, etc. The problem we have is capitalism. The other problem we have is forcing children to resit GCSEs that they can't do. Why not pivot so much of the educative system towards home economics and cooking again? It strikes me that being able to cook and innovate in the kitchen at the most basic level is infinitely more important for children than beyond functional maths.
Yeah.
Get functional maths, of course. I think everyone should get functional maths, and then we've got so much tech to do so much of the heavy lifting around, you know, numbers. Why not literally teach kids how to? I don't understand why there's no pressure to bring it back in as a class.
I don't know, no cooking. Edward Bevington, there is very clear evidence that there is a connection between gut and mental health. Not only that, gut and everything, cancer, everything. You look better, you look after your gut, you look after your beauty, you'll be more, literally, your skin will glow, your hair your energy will be up, your brain will work better. So that's just one part of the Crunchy Mums. But I think what the Crunchy Mums is about investigating, not just accepting everything that you're told and giving it to your kids.
Yeah, I just want to share two little stories. Well, one story that's a little bit sad. I don't mean it to be sad, but Mum, it's an experience. I remember the sheer joy. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. The sheer joy of making a potato salad at school. I mean, I was fizzing with excitement, and it was.
You still do when you cook.
And we put it in we put it in a Tupperware box. I brought it, Mum. A week later, it was rotting and I remember thinking, oh, we didn't eat it. We didn't eat it. You know, I think my ADHD childhood, I ran around and then I saw it. And I remember. Yeah, but my mum was busy doing her thing. But I remember. But the point I'm trying to make is, I came from a family where food wasn't important; it was functional. I found excitement at school in home economics. Where you get kids interested, kids like me who had no experience of it, is there's science in food. There's so many ways you can transform food into something quite seismic. Sometimes when we're shooting something, I could be a bit idiotic off camera, certainly on the No Name Sunday show when we're going through detailed recipes. The magic of something coming together.
Exactly. It's magical.
It's magical.
And if you can feed your friends and you can feed your family, like my dad says, food feeds the soul as well as the body. And I think that culturally, we miss out on this a lot in this country, the joy of eating together. And it was so strange for me marrying Mark, and you know, Mark has a small family, and nobody in his family had even one iota of respect for food. They found it like almost like a bit weird and a bit like strange, and like, was there something wrong with me that I would like to feed them? And I think, no, there's something wrong with you guys because you've missed out. Sorry, I've just got to photograph this message because do you know what? This makes me and Dina, I want to photograph this to show Dina. So happy what you've said here. Thank you so much, Sophia. Dina and Nadia have taught me so much about cooking for the gut. My autoimmune disease has got better for it. Thank you. Oh, I'm literally, I've got goosebumps.
I mean,
like to think that somebody might feel a bit better from a. What is it else my dad says? The larder is the greatest pharmacy.
So crunchy mum, this topic, would you remember you came and you said, well, what we're going to say? It's been a big topic, crunchy mums.
Yes, because it's the root of everything. And women are just, see, what I just did want to say, there is a movement of it here as well. I didn't know, and I found out this morning there's a movement, but it's not, they're not being targeted as conspiracy theorists because they're not attaching it to not vaccinating. They're attaching it to questioning everything that might be offered.
And the thing I would say that me and my mum have had a tug of war about this in her current situation as well. And it is about what you learn growing up.
Rachel.
I have a real kind of, I really don't like the arched eyebrow naysaying judgment of people who are trying to look for different ways to live. You know, yes, you can get a little bit kind of, it can be a bit eggy and you can be a bit like that girl who tried to do a caricature. Yes, you can sort of think, oh my God, the signaling, this virtue signaling every left, right and center. But actually, for God's sake, let's challenge far more. What if we haven't learned anything from the last 5 years since COVID? It's to challenge everything we're told and everything we're just presented as fact. Everything has a financial capitalist kind of intent behind it. We're being sold stuff all the time. And I think there's big business in medical treatment. There's big business in diagnosis. There's big business in making us ill.
And big business that is fed onto our kids. So that's what a crunchy mum is. A crunchy mum is going, actually, do you know what? I could just bung a load of nuts and a bit of honey in the oven, make a granola in 20 minutes that I know is actually going to feed my child's brain, gut, everything. And guess what? It's not going to cost me 10 times the amount that this would and cost the health. That's
Rachel Thomas says the essence of being a crunchy mum isn't faddy at all.
Yeah, it's going back to the old days. It's going back to the old days. That's what it is.
And important though, as Faith says here, important that it doesn't flip the other way around. I think breastfeeding is very high pressured. I desperately wanted to, but didn't produce enough milk, but NCT group is very judgmental. It's just as important that there isn't a massive attack from those crunchy mum types who are, for all the right reasons, making difference. I mean, we homeschooled our kids. That is that is the
I faced huge judgment for having my baby at home. Huge judgment.
Yeah,
when people say, "Oh God," you know, people that have natural childbirth is so judgy. Well, be somebody that has natural childbirth, because honestly, people will say to you, "Well, didn't you think that might be dangerous for the baby?" And didn't you? It's things I would never say to another. They don't know they're being mean, but they are. Homeschooling, we faced loads of judgment. So I go back to what I said right at the beginning: different folks, different strokes. But if someone is to ask me, then I will be very passionate. Try and make as much as you can. Try and, you know, because we're having this discussion about crunchy mums. But I think Dina and I just try and do it by like, just, you know, we just want to share that feeling that we have.
You bring
about
fun
food.
into it, and I in a weird way, I hope that's because you've got someone like me who can be very not dismissive in a total way, but I can be very sort of difficult to get to the table. But when you talk me into it and through it, I see what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. My understanding around food has transformed. I don't have any particular care for myself, which is why I forget myself all the time. Food and looking after myself, and that's my own issues. But I see the importance of it. Nothing makes me happier when I see or hear the girls pottering around in the kitchen, making themselves something to eat, and they have the capacity, they have the inclination, and they have the basic skill set to know what to reach for and what to go for.
And I think to myself, on him all the time.
You know, but when I see that, I am eternally grateful. That is what you've given our girls, because there's no way on earth, Mum, with your Rubicon in your glass of Rubicon. Is that something I got from my mom?
Thank you, because it is not easy in the world that we live in to try and train a child to understand that what they eat will help them in every way. So I am relentless. There is not a day that I don't say it. But can I just say,
Dear Heart says no alcohol. So I try and deliver the same sort of thing on the kind of don't just lean on alcohol.
And you give them so much in so many other ways. But when you just said them, hopefully I'm helpful to it because I'm difficult about it. No, where you help me with it is because I see the absolute desert in you. It's a desert, the understanding of feeding your soul through food.
Even though my gut is a superpower.
No, I'm talking about the soul. I'm talking about the soul.
No, I get it. And also, Farida R, thank you very much. Don't diss the Rubicon. You can't diss Rubicon. Rubicon is something else.
Thank you, Zoe. Zoe says my cookbook, Family Food, got her into cooking.
Okay, we're gonna quickly show you a clip of Kanye. I don't know which clip it is, but he's been talking about.
It's very sad.
It's very sad.
Very sad.
Kanye is the guy on the right.
Do you know what I actually said to my because I find it so distressing.
What the hell has happened?
So distressing. So to caveat, first of all, as we've spoken before, you know, Mark has mental health problems that he looks after really well and is very.
Why did you dodge around bipolar then?
Well, because it's complicated saying you've got bipolar 2, he's got bipolar 1. They're very different.
Yeah, no, it's just interesting
bipolars, aren't they?
Right on, yeah.
And you know. And we've also experienced, you know, a long time ago, custody and stuff. And when I saw this morning, and there are more videos, but actually when you're watching it, I feel like I don't want to watch anymore because I suppose, why did we show that? I suppose it shows what some people put up with behind closed doors when somebody is mentally unwell and chooses to do nothing about it. Now, he's since said, hasn't he, that he was misdiagnosed as bipolar and he's got ADHD, hasn't got bipolar. So we don't know, and we're not psychiatrists, we don't know his pathology, we don't know anything. But it was just very interesting. This was out last week. We missed all this news. You know, Dr. Phil, he was on a show and he was saying that no matter how well off they are, how famous they are, whatever, unless Kim intervenes, there is an absolute possibility that those children could be taken into foster care. Now, it'd be likely that they would be taken into family, but he said it is very possible because things are being played out. Apparently, his daughter was supposed to be going to his house last week, I think, and rumor has it that Andrew Tate was going to be there.
Yes, so she didn't.
So Kim didn't allow the child to go. So she is taking action. So she is intervening. But I thought, my God, you know, when you have got the money and you've got lawyers and you've got that sort of, I still think the pain is exactly the same. The pain, the horror, the worry, you're sending your child off to somebody that you don't think is able to look after them is just awful. And also, if somebody's not mentally well, you've got all that sympathy for them as well. You know, you've got that understanding because they're not well. You know, if their leg was hanging off, you'd have sympathy for them. But
good point, Gabrielle. Gabrielle says, I struggle with separating Kanye's mental health conditions from his awareness of his behavior.
So do I.
Which kind of speaks to Reese saying he does something similar to Trump. He floods the zone when his product isn't working and people lose interest and attention. And you can't help but feel he's dramatic. He says shocking things for such sort of commercial reasons, but they're such fucked up commercial reasons.
Yeah, but I suppose in a different way, if you're having in, you know, a more local way, you know, if your child's going off to Access and there's going to be somebody there, you know, not Andrew Tate, of course, but somebody, it's very difficult, isn't it?
Interesting point here, Grace Ann Martin. I think what we are missing here is how he feels about the struggle he has being controlled when it comes to his kids. That can be devastating for men. I don't disagree, Grace Ann, and I think that's I mean, I can talk about that myself, but there is a real struggle societally for men, and the onus is on men to prove themselves parent worthy at all times when a breakdown sort of develops. The system, it's, you know, obviously it's many years ago now, but the system felt certainly tilted much more in the favor of the maternal instinct and didn't even really cater for the idea that there could even be a paternal instinct of any shape or form that wasn't somehow right. It's really odd that in this one area, all masculinity is considered invariably to be quite toxic. And usually because a breakdown has happened in a relationship, it's quite easy to flip the bloke or the dad into a sort of, you know, to cast them in a negative light. Yeah. It is challenging. I think one of the things I would say to him as a friend, and I would have hoped someone would have said to me, is don't don a KKK outfit when talking about this, because the one thing I'd be up for is Kanye sitting in a chair talking emotionally and honestly about the difficulties of not having.
But he's been very clever in getting himself the label of mad creative genius. So he can do the most outrageous things, like the video we've spoken often about that he did around Valentine's when she was going out with the SNL guy, Davidson, yeah. You know, where he beheaded him and dragged his head off. And I mean, I was thinking of Kim and I was thinking, this is just so horrible because he is so, it's scary. It's scary as fuck. But then I was thinking about all the other people in the world that have this situation that's not played out, you know, on the big stage. And that's millions of people on a daily basis, isn't it? Dealing with either the microaggressions or the massive aggressions that are going on with passing children, you know, back and forth. So I just
Shakir al-Badi, if he was truly interested in having a full and healthy relationship with his kids, he wouldn't court controversy and behave in such outlandish ways.
And then you kick into, well, is it his mental health condition that makes him do these things? Because clearly this isn't going to support a custody battle, is it? I mean, what judge? And that's what Dr. Phil was saying. The thing is, we can see this. So if there's no intervention, you know, there could be easily someone that would ring the court and say, what's going on here? Absolutely. These kids are still going to this person's house.
So I think he is very nasty with his behavior, which makes it harder to feel sorry for him. Absolutely. You know, it's Reese says the KKK robe is his way that's known for years of trying to take something controversial and reclaim it, i.e. the MAGA hat, Hitler, KKK.
He does all of that, doesn't he? But it misses. It misses.
The weird thing for Kanye is that if he had a sort of mea culpa moment where he just paused, dropped his head, admitted he'd been rogue and he'd gone, it would be single-handedly the most positive thing for him, both business-wise, financially, creatively, and familially. Because I think everyone, you know, I think this is where there's the kindness. I think everyone would ultimately go, okay, well, if he fell on his sword and said, look, you know, I hear you and I've done this and I've been lost and I've been here and here, but it just doesn't feel like he can get down from the lofty heights of his particular brand. I mean, he is was one of the most successful artists.
So you agree totally in how Kanye approaches things? Oh, I see. Agree that he shouldn't.
He doesn't do himself any favors by how and his wife dresses and what he says. He needs help for sure, and he won't accept it.
Well, apparently his wife now has left him.
Yeah.
So.
Well, although I read today that she's thinking of having a baby. I can't make any sense of it. Know. Do they have social services, Faith Goodman?
Well, that's what Dr. Phil was saying. He said somebody will alert, because it happens, you know, famous people will alert social services. And if she hasn't already appealed to court or made some sort of, which I'm sure she has.
So she's not seen to have made efforts to look after the kids.
They literally, they can be taken away.
I can see how that makes sense.
They would be put with family. So because first and foremost, to the letter of the law, you put your child and their well-being before everything else. And I wish that was implemented more in the world. That would be great.
Well, it's an interesting one. I don't want to go into the details of anything that I went through, but there is often, I don't know if Grace Ann, you're going through this with your son in terms of access and custody. There is a flip side to when in a custodial battle, it's really convenient for one half for the father to have access. All issues suddenly evaporate. And when it's not convenient, suddenly problems develop. And courts look at that. Courts look at the selective behavior of the person who has custody. They look at how they play around with access. Because, for example, a line being, if you're happy for North to go and see Kanye most weekends, how can you claim that you obviously are happy enough with the behavior, which is why I can see social care would cut across if they looked at the situation with the father, said this is totally intolerable, but the mother is still sending the kid there because it's convenient.
That's what they say. But she, of course, has been totally on it.
Okay, we're going to sum up because we're going to do the Friday quiz. I just want to give 2 shout outs to 2 shows that are on TV that are important. I'm going to be reviewing The Studio. Episode 3 landed last night. Episode 2 for me was a bit of a misstep, but anyone who loves film filmmaking. It is a very fast, crisply written, crisply performed. Nadia really enjoyed the first episode. We both liked the second episode, but felt it kind of lost its impetus a bit. Episode 3 last night, I found sensational. It's a wonderful series. It's on Apple TV. But the other show that we talked about earlier in the week is this, Dying for Sex, which has landed on Disney Plus over here today. This is the Michelle
We're going to watch
Williams
it tonight.
I think we should. And it's the new series. I think it's going to be big. I mean, Disney Plus has had some success with Say Nothing, was it? The Irish
I loved
drama.
that so much. I want to watch it again. I loved it so much.
And there was another drama before that we really enjoyed. So I think this could be another one for them. So yeah, we'll be reviewing that too. So if you want to be with us, catch up with us, be in on the reviews, have an opinion, etc. It's like a book club.
We'll have a look
Check
and
them
see
out
what's.
and
we'll have a look
share
and
thoughts.
see what's happening later, because maybe we'll do a live on one of the episodes or something. But we'll have to let
so
you know.
yeah, so I'm going to go to the quiz now. And can I just say, it's lovely to see you, Lee Durrant, in the room. Lovely to see you, Faith, as well.
And lovely to see all of you.
Yeah.
But we do notice when regulars aren't there, and we do worry.
And thank you so much. I can see quite a few of you have said that you've bought tickets. As Mark says, it's not just about buying the tickets, it's about telling other people. Let's really make this a great fundraising event. The link is below. Please click on it.
Also, YouTube short landed on the channel. For those of you who aren't on Instagram, we're going to be doing this a little bit more, where perhaps you're not on Instagram. We will drop stuff on the YouTube shorts for you to enjoy, whether it be Nadia showing her bottom in something, or more importantly, her becoming the ambassador for Children Not Numbers. Her speech, incredibly impressive, incredibly emotional, incredibly important. Go to YouTube Shorts and check that out. The link for the Eventbrite is underneath all of the uploads that have happened in the last 3 days. So yeah.
Oh, that was a long one.
Quiz of the week. It's going to get a little bit longer for some of you. Yes. Okay, guys. So for those of you who don't want to do a quiz, head on off. Enjoy your Fridays. Oh, and if you haven't, go and check out the first part of Nadia's endeavors to make a how to put up a lazy spa hot tub. A pair of
pretending to be an influencer.
Yeah, a pair of bigger Muppets you've never come across. As the director, struggled to envisage Nadia's vision for this guide. So check it out. Okay, so let's do quiz of the week, guys. Here we go. 7 questions to make you feel supremely informed, put a skip in your step, or make you feel fucking stupid. So let's start with question 1. Bye, Nads, everyone says.
Hi.
Question 1. The all-star cast for 4 major new films about the Beatles, yawn, was unveiled by Oscar-winning director Sir Sam Mendes. Which actor will play John Lennon? Is it A, Harris Dickinson, B, Paul Mescal, or C, Joseph Quinn? Which one of those 3 will play John Lennon? Is it A, Harris Dickinson, B, Paul Mescal, or C, Joseph Quinn? I want to be excited about this. We posted this on the Popcorn Junkies Instagram account. Do follow it if you're a movie fan. Nothing about this excites me. Nothing. I hate biopics. I'm not a big fan of the Beatles, even though I love each of these actors individually, I'm not excited. No, it's not Joseph Quinn. The answer is A, Harris Dickinson. Not a guaranteed slam dunk, says Reese. Sam Mendes, an iffy director. I agree. Question 2. US President Donald Trump announced a new set of global tariffs on what he called the country's Liberation Day. As well as a baseline tariff on all imports to the US, he imposed higher rates on dozens of the worst offenders. Which of these nations was not on that list? A, China, B, Japan, or C, Mexico? Which of those was not on the list? Yes, they are going to be releasing all 4 Beatles films, and I think they're going to release them all in April 2028, which I think seems insane. Unless what's going to happen in it is there are going to be maybe they're going to try and intersect moments of each film from different POVs. That could be an interesting filmmaking device. The answer is indeed Mexico. C, trick question in a way, because of course so many fucking tariffs have already been slapped on them. Question 3. England Rugby's Red Roses women, here we go, sports, thrashed Wales 67-12 as they ran in 11 tries in the Women's Six Nations Championship. Which member of the team celebrated with a hat-trick? Was it A, Abby Burton, B, Maddie Funati, or C, Ellie Kildunn? Which of the women's rugby players celebrated a hat trick? Was it A, Abby Burton, B, Maddie Funati, or C, Ellie Kildunn? Don't know if any of you are all coming in a month, and yeah, they're going to they are going to intersect, Reese. Okay, that could be interesting from a filmmaking angle. Just not a fan of biopics. As someone said under the Popcorn Junkies post, get ready for lots of really challenging Liverpudlian accents. The answer is C, Ellie Kildunn. Question 4. Tate Britain announced it would return a 17th century painting to the family of a Jewish Belgian art collector after it was taken from his home by Nazis during World War II. On which epic poem is the painting by Henry Gibbs based? A, the Aeneid, B, the Iliad, or C, the Odyssey? A wild guess, this one for me. On which epic poem is this painting that has been given back to the family of a Jewish Belgian art collector after the Nazis stole it? On which epic poem is it based? A, the Aeneid, I can never say that. B, the Iliad, or C, the Odyssey? I said the Iliad too, Faith Goodman. It's not, it's the Aeneid. The Aeneid. Aeneid. A, Russ Ouch, you're right. From that seat of academia of Oxford. Question 5. Hollywood paid tribute to actor Val Kilmer. We did a little tribute on Popcorn Junkies Instagram after he died aged 65. Known for roles in Batman Forever, Willow, and The Doors, in which film did he make his debut? Was it A, Real Genius, B, Top Gun, or C, Top Secret? In which film did he make his debut? Was it A, Real Genius, B, Top Gun, or C, Top Secret? The Beatles topic is really keeping you going, isn't it? The same with me. The Beatles, DP says, have been done. Are they going to talk about how they and the Stones directly copied black artists as they did with Elvis? It's quite eye-opening when you look into it properly. Yeah? It'd be nice to have a different take on them. Yeah. Well done, Russ. Yes, C, Top Secret. You're on fire, Russ. Not only are you giving us the letter, you're giving us the answer. You clearly feel you've got a spring in your step, Russ. Question 6. A transplant patient who received another woman's hands, which were donated following her death, has had an emotional first meeting with the donor's sister. How did Corinne Hutton say she honored Julie Wild's sacrifice? A, has a weekly hand massage. B, makes sure her nails are perfect. Or C, put a cast of her new hands on her living room wall. Wow. A transplant patient who received another woman's hands, which were donated following her death, and has had an emotional first meeting with the donor's sister. How did Corinne Hutton say she honored Julie Wild's sacrifice? A, has a weekly hand massage. B, makes sure her nails are perfect. Or C, put a cast of her new hands on her living room wall. Interesting. Faith gone for hand massage. Creatorholic has gone for makes sure her nails are perfect, which is the right answer. B is the right answer. Question 7. The name W.H. Smith, a staple of UK town centres for generations, is set to disappear from the high street after the firm struck a deal to sell its shops. In which year was the first W.H. Smith shop opened? Was it A, 1792, B, 1848, or C, 1873? Well, in which year was the first W.H. Smith shop opened? Was it A, 1792, B, 1848, or C, 1873? And the correct answer is A, 1792. So give us your scores on your doors, guys. How did you do? How did you do, Barley McGrew, Cuthbert, Dibble, and Frump? I'm going to go and make myself a coffee now. So remember, guys, the link for Eventbrite, if you can't pay and if you can't afford, absolutely do not fret or sweat. Please just share the details with whoever you can. Faith, 1 out of 7, a nice return to form there, Faith. Russ, 5, okay, not bad. Reese, 3, MeTube, 3, Margaret O'Brien, 2, Shakira Albad, I think I only got 2. 1792 DP, wowzers, it's crazy, isn't it? And remember, if you want to watch something and be part of a review, a live review, Dying for Sex? I can't remember the name of it. Is it Dying for Sex? Michelle Williams is on Disney Plus. I realize you have to have a subscription. The cheapest streaming platform of them all, Apple TV, actually, I think. The Studio, well worth, especially if you're a movie fan and you like a good old chuckle. Flow got 5. Well done, you. Well done. 5 out of 7. So you're going into the weekend, lion's share a winner. All sorts of content coming. Live Curly Cooks tomorrow. Coffee Moaning in the morning. Papers. See you later, guys.